Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the new video. I'm the Casual Racing Gamer, and I first want to say Happy New Year, Happy 2024. Hopefully everyone had a great New Year's and looking forward to what the new year brings for everyone. Hopefully great things for you all. So, this is going to be my first video of 2024. I took like a week and a half off, maybe a little bit more. I don't remember. It's been a little bit. I took a little time off to hang out with the family, just chill out, relax, and enjoy some downtime. So hopefully you guys got to, enjoy some nice family time as well. In this video, I figured, let's talk about VR, right? My channel is all about VR, PSVR 2, Quest 3, sim racing, obviously just sim racing with VR. Something that I've been thinking about is, and I see a lot of comments, but there's just not a lot of GT7 creators that do PSVR 2 videos. And I figured, let me touch upon that. Let me touch upon why that's basically all I do is VR sim racing, and maybe why other content creators don't. So I figured it would be a good subject, a good thing to talk about. When it comes to sim racing, before I even started this channel, the only thing I did sim racing in is VR. So I was a VR sim racer. I wasn't, I didn't play like other sim racing games. Obviously I started out before, like I was doing iRacing without VR. But once I bought a VR headset, I never raced on a flat screen after that. I always raced in VR. So for me, I am a VR sim racer. It's the only way that I race games. And when I wanted to create the channel, it's something that I wasn't going to change and not do VR content, because that's how I raced and that's how I enjoy racing, and that's how I've gotten better at sim racing through using VR headsets. So I didn't want to change that. So I started the channel, I was doing VR stuff on the Quest, on PC, and GT7, when it came out, it didn't have VR support because there was no PSVR 2. So that wasn't even an option for me to pick up that game, because at the time, the only sim racing I was doing, it had to support VR, and iRacing was my go-to game. I dabbled a little bit with Automobilista, which is still a great game, as well as Assetto Corsa, Assetto Corsa Competizione, not good in VR, so I didn't really dabble in that. A little bit more with Assetto Corsa, but iRacing was my game. That was my game that I used for VR. And then when GT7 released a PSVR 2 update, when they said they're going to be updating it for VR, and PSVR 2 came out, I bought GT7. I only bought GT7 because they released VR. Now, I'm not saying that GT7 was a bad game or is a bad game in any way, but for me, the enjoyment was I was only racing in VR. Those are games that I played over and over, not worrying about, do I need to create content for this? It's not like a game where I want to create content for this, so I'm just going to play this to make a video, but I'm never going to play this once I stop making a video. I wanted to create content that I'm actually playing when I'm not actually creating content. So at the time, that was iRacing. Yes, I did a lot of videos of some other games that I played, I enjoyed, but it was basically iRacing and VR, and that was like the game I literally played outside of creating content. When PSVR 2 dropped for GT7, I bought the headset just for GT7. And for me, that's how I wanted to create content, because it was going to be a game. If I enjoyed it, right? I didn't even know how much I was going to like the game or the headset, but I wanted to create content for something that I enjoy playing, not just for creating videos, but I actually, when I'm not creating videos, will I play this game in my own spare time? Will it keep me, satisfied? Will it keep me coming back? And GT7 was that game that kept me coming back in VR. So, when I make videos, I want to make videos of how I actually race when I'm not creating videos, and that's in VR. So that's why all of my GT7 videos, I only race and I only record them in PSVR 2. Is there a downside to racing in VR and using a PSVR 2 headset? Yes, I'll touch upon that really quickly. There's some things that I definitely want to see updates for, like the HUD and giving us more information. I also would like a real-time button where if I push it, it will send to me while I'm racing. I don't need to go out of the screen and into the screen. Something that's really important to me. And also locking the view to the horizon. Locking the view to the car, I'm sorry, and not the horizon, so your car doesn't rotate around. So there's things I want to see updated. Are they game changing that I don't play the game or I wouldn't use VR? 100% not. Obviously, I race in PSVR 2 only, and I continually race in PSVR 2 outside of actual, creating videos. I enjoy the game. I love it. I love using the headset. I love VR. VR racing to me is what is the most fun. And if it wasn't for PSVR 2, I wouldn't own GT7. I wouldn't be playing the game. There was a game, I got an email from I forgot the name of the game, that they wanted to give me like a free code to, a game that was coming out a couple months ago. A lot of video creators did a video on it, and you know what, I wasn't interested in it. They didn't have a VR mode, and if it doesn't have VR, it's not a game, a racing game that I'm not going to play it outside of creating a video. So I thought, I want to create videos of games that I'm going to be playing, that I want to spend my own time on, and that is GT7. That's iRacing. Those are games that I'm using VR. Now, why do I think other creators are not using VR headsets for GT7? I think a lot of them started their channel or started videos not racing in VR. So they were already good in not racing in VR. They were already used to using a flat screen. VR came out and it was like, I think a lot of them, you know, probably did videos when the headset first came out just to showcase it, but that's not how they were used to racing. It's not how, I guess, how they enjoyed racing. You know, maybe they found themselves slower. I know a lot of content creators for GT7 are really good drivers, and they're really focused on being the best, the fastest, and finishing the best. Where me, I'm just a casual racing gamer, and for me, I'd rather be slower in VR than faster on a flat screen, because it's about the enjoyment I get from racing, and the most enjoyment I get is using a VR headset. Now, is that to say you can't be as fast as those guys racing on a flat screen? I totally disagree if anyone thinks that. I totally think everyone can be just as fast in VR, and I think if I spent the time racing on a flat screen, I think I can be just as fast on a flat screen. I just don't enjoy racing on a flat screen after using VR. So that's why you don't see me, you know, doing videos on a flat screen. I do like to show different views of the races, not just the VR capture. So I do try to show different views of a replay that I can, you know, shift different angles of a race, but I think is enjoyable to watch. Now, guys that live stream, 100% I understand why they don't use VR. It's very hard to live stream in VR. You can't see people chatting. You can't see people talking to you. You can't see things if you need to touch things or touch something on your computer or your keyboard or change something around. So obviously I get it why you can't live stream in a VR headset. Live streaming isn't something that I actually do on this channel, so not a concern for me. And then some people just might not enjoy keeping a headset on. You know, it might be uncomfortable for them. They might not like it. They might get dizzy. So, you know, that might be another reason why some, you know, a lot of content creators are not racing in PSVR 2. And some folks probably just like the higher resolution you get on a flat screen. So, you know, I can't knock people for not racing in VR. For me, I can't imagine racing on a flat screen after using PSVR 2, but I get it. I understand why a lot of content creators will not race in PSVR 2, and they're still using flat screen. They're still racing with, you know, bumper cam. They're still racing with hood cam, and you know, those guys are fast. They're 100% fast. They probably don't want to change that. They probably don't want to have to learn a whole new way of racing if they hopped into VR. Also, you know, sometimes there's this disconnect where, you know, they like to look at the camera. They like to talk to you. If you have a VR headset on, you can't see the camera. You can't see who you're talking to. You can't like communicate the same, I guess people might feel. But you know, I try to bring the entertainment, whether I'm in VR or you can see my face. In this video I decided, you know, to not show my face, but can it be just as entertaining as showing my face? I hope so. I hope you guys are entertained. That's what I'm here for. I just want to give some good content. So, you know, I just wanted to go over, you know, that's why all my videos are in VR, but also why, you know, I understand why other content creators, a lot of GT7 content creators are not delivering on VR, and they just, you know, they might not be happy with the HUD and the information, but I'd rather not have the information in the HUD and race in VR than you know, race on a flat screen that had that information. So I might be sacrificing things, but for me, those sacrifices are worth it. For others, they might not feel it as much, because like I said, you know, they might be more focused on finishing better, being faster, knowing what's going on in the race. I'd rather be blind to things going on in the race than just enjoy the race, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching it. So I just figured I'd touch upon you know, PSVR 2 2024 VR. Let's go. Let me know if you guys got a new headset for the holiday season. If you picked up a PSVR 2, a Quest 3, or any other headset, whether it's for PC or you know, console. Our only console choice is you know, PSVR 2 if you want to go sim racing. Don't think anyone's picking up a PSVR 1 headset anymore, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thumb it up, subscribe, catch you on the next one. We out of here. Peace.